What's up, America?
You know us, right? Come on.
Choo choo!
Heavy D, Diesel Dave.
Look, no hands! Woo-hoo! We build big, awesome trucks.
Buy trucks, we fix trucks, and then we sell them.
Whoa!
But then we give them a teaser about what's going to happen tonight.
Oh, like how we go all in on an old Army personnel carrier?
Yeah!
We're also going to find out whether all of our hard work, time, and money is going to pay off on the engine that we put in.
It should be in high. It's in low.
Oh, maybe, make some money.
What?
You know, speaking of wild, far-fetched ideas like savings accounts,
Hey, you can't slide.
I just had another idea.
It's Team B-Rad all the time.
You guys getting some spy footage or what? You and half the shop in a Subaru Brat, me and the other half the shop in an AMC Eagle, no holds barred, build them to the sky.
I might as well retire right now because this is the greatest thing anybody's ever seen ever.
And then go on a wild race. We're gonna call it the Tour de Utah.
What is Tour de Utah?
So glad you asked.
There we go.
Andrew!
Coming in, delivery!
Beep, beep.
Special delivery!
No, stop.
Last week, I was finally able to start working on an old M548 cargo carrier that I bought a long time ago.
This is one of my greatest purchases yet.
So when we bought it, it was completely in shambles, literally parts and pieces everywhere.
As far as the engine goes, we can order parts for it, but man, that block is in rough shape.
Quickest way to get it running was basically go out and try to find a full replacement engine.
Oh, man.
What? Yahtzee!
Because when we got it here and tried to start it, it didn't run.
Our throttle linkage is all jammed up.
It's not moving.
It's not moving in the slightest bit.
So we had to do a full rebuild, talking from the crankshaft all the way out. Full rebuild. Good news, it runs.
That is violent.
But as we move down the drivetrain to the next item of business, the transmission doesn't work.
This is real bad. Man, I'm not telling Heavy D. You gotta tell him.
Rock, paper, scissors. So I tracked down a new one, but it was like $4 grand. So by the time we factor in the purchase price of the cargo carrier, plus the engine rebuild, the transmission, all this other stuff, I mean, we're well over 20 grand. And we still aren't 100% sure what this thing's worth because we have to get it appraised before we can even sell it.
I'm excited.
Yeah. How about that bad boy right there, dude?
It's like the last main component.
The layout of the engine and transmission of the cargo carrier is really unique. You see, this machine needs as much room as it could get in the back for cargo and personnel. So rather than have the engine transmission be in a line like it normally is and have a bunch of components stretched all the way to the back, engine comes out, hits a U-turn, and pushes the transmission right back in. So it's kind of uses more of a box area rather than a big, long rectangular area, which is nice because it saves space, but it's not nice because it is complex.
This engine assembly right here weighs like almost as much as most regular cars. So if you drive like a Honda Civic, that weighs as much as your entire car.
As much as my Civic?
Yeah. Right now I'm doing actually one of my favorite things, which is lifting things with the forklift. Ready for a transmission? Man, that's a nice rig job.
All right, straight down. I don't think we're gonna be able to reach. I think our master rigger is gonna come up short.
Master Rigger, did you come up short? Master Rigger.
How short are we?
The width of the transmission?
Master Rigger.
Even master riggers make adjustments.
That's not true, because they wouldn't be Master Riggers. Oh, they're Amma Riggers.
I'm not an ammo rigger. Don't call me that.
Good. Straight in, straight.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Nice work, David.
It's in.
Now, everything's pretty much gonna bolt up to where it was from the factory. So why don't we do this? You work on getting this thing figured out as far as what we need, because once it is running, then obviously we need to get it assembled, get it appraised, and then figure out what to do with it.
I like it.
I do.
I like it.
I like this. This is good to see.
Now that we got the tank kind of headed in the right direction, I feel comfortable being able to bring in another project I think is going to be a bit of a viral hit. We have a 1982 Subaru Brat and a 1985 AMC Eagle just sitting over in our storage yard, literally doing nothing but collecting dust.
We take two of the most iconic vehicles that ever existed, the AMC Eagle and the Subaru Brat, and we put them to the ultimate test.
We've done viral builds. We've done viral stunts. And we've done viral races. But we have never done anything that's pitted the shop directly against itself. My team versus Diesel Dave's team in the ultimate stunt vehicle build-off.
Brat, Eagle, whiteboard, we'll slide it out. Kodiak will pick it up. And then one at a time, we'll pull each of those out. And since we don't have the tow truck here, I'm thinking we're gonna rope tow them.
You don't want to get in the mud.
These vehicles are super iconic and never intended to really do what we're about to put them through in an all-out, all-terrain race where basically winner gets the ultimate bragging rights. And then we take that video, we put it online for the whole world to see because everybody loves these vehicles anyways.
Up, up, up. Sorry, Black Sheep.
That was sketchy.
Still sketchy.
This is what we do. This is our business. We build crazy stuff, put it online, and hope that people like it.
I can't tell you how excited I am for this.
No, it's gonna be
Look
good.
at Brett, he's smiling.
Oh, yeah,
he's trying
he's
not to get his
ready,
hopes
bro.
up, though. Is this happening?
It's about time.
This is happening. Look at that beautiful car. Look, he's still got air in his tires.
Of course he does,
He's been
bro.
ready to go.
Dude, this thing is ready to roll.
The Subaru Brat was born out of the 70s. We're talking bell-bottom jeans, we're talking disco, and we're talking half cars, half trucks that look like my El Camino with two rear-facing seats so your buddies can sit in the back. This fun-loving, four-wheel drive beast is the exact kind of vehicle that needs to be brought back to life by Team Diesel.
We could use some air in that tire.
Brett looks as good as I remember it. Look at that beautiful car. Bought that thing 5 years ago. He's just been sitting here chilling, waiting for this moment.
This is America's car. The Eagle. The Screaming Eagle.
AMC Eagle, one of the greatest cars of all time. American Motor Company. They made this car, and then they went out of business. I don't know why.
The AMC Eagle was built from 1979 to 1987.
We're talking neon clothes, cassette tapes. And, you know, it was kind of like an era of excessiveness.
It was really the first crossover ever made. You see, AMC was like, hey, you know what we need? We need a car that mom can go to soccer practice and pick up the kids, but at the same time, if she comes across a rock crawling course on the way home, she needs to be able to get through it and have room in the back for groceries. The AMC Eagle, way ahead of its time.
Look, this is an iconic battle between the 70s and the 80s. The Brat versus the AMC Eagle. Step one, see if we can make it back to the shop in one piece.
1, 2, 3.
Triple rope tow.
I'm ready!
It's that. Pulling the Brat. Pulling the AMC Eagle.
All right, here we go, getting on the main road.
Choo-choo! Ha-ha! Look, no hands! Woohoo!
This is usually the point where hits the fan. Like everything's going too well.
I think my tire's about to fly off. Oh, no. All right, Muscle. You're the brakes. You're also the last one through the intersection, so if anyone's going to die, it's probably you. Godspeed! Watch out! We did it! We did it!
Now that we made it back to the shop in one piece, it's time to see if we can get the mechanics on board with this project and split into teams.
Last night I had a dream. I pictured these two vehicles, the ultimate adventure vehicles, going on the ultimate adventure. We're gonna call it the Tour de Utah.
What is Tour de Utah?
So glad you asked.
It may sound like a pasta tasting event, but it's not.
Tour de Utah is pretty much just something I just made up.
It's a 3-leg race that starts with a 250-mile journey from the shop to Moab that's going to test the speed of these vehicles. Then, the 13-mile Cane Creek Trail in Moab will test their off-road capabilities through some of the gnarliest terrain in Utah. The final leg is Moab back to the shop and the ultimate test of each vehicle's endurance. Now here's the deal. You can go and you can win the first 2 legs of the race. But if you're not able to get the vehicle back to the shop, you're disqualified.
You think you can do that? Do you have that in you?
I doubt it.
My co-captain is this guy. The brother's here. You guys can go ahead and join Team Diesel. Now, that said, I feel like you guys need a little bit of common sense on board.
Lacey?
You guys get
All
Lacey.
right.
And the reason also is that your team is all a little bit more compact because your vehicle is just a tad more compact. Yes.
Logistics, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, we'll
That
take it.
said, I'm going to take these gentlemen.
Okay.
Plus,
Gentlemen.
more Jeezy. There are some limitations. The bodies have to remain as factory as possible because the last thing anybody wants to see is 2 iconic vehicles just get chopped up and destroyed.
True.
So they have to appear factory as far as the body panels go. Any other questions? Now comes the
We're gonna
fun
figure it
part.
out.
We divide and conquer.
Coming up, I bring in a familiar face for the Brat versus Eagle race. What's up? I need you to come down to the shop. Oh! And have these cargo carrier dreams get tanked.
We shouldn't be in high. It's in low.
Not only have we divided the shop to restore 2 iconic vehicles for a cross-state viral video stunt,
We're gonna split into 2 teams, right? Team Eagle, Team Brat.
but we're trying to breathe new life into a 60-year-old cargo carrier. Andrew's got the engine and trans installed. Nice. And wired up, and now it's time to find out if this baby runs.
We're over 20 grand in this thing, so it's gotta run.
Oh, tank day.
Is that what day it is?
Yeah. That's why we wore our green shirts.
What do you think? Stand out. Looks a little different than last time, eh?
I'm feeling overwhelmed.
You should.
With what's next?
Driving it. Yeah.
What do you, how does, I haven't never driven one of these.
So right here is fuel. Flip that on. Boom.
The tank started. This is a big day. And not only did it start, but listen, it sounds pissed. That's a good thing. I don't know what to expect right now because this thing hasn't driven in however long. It's in low. That's definitely low.
It's something on the trans side of things.
Test drive of the tank went kind of okay. It drove, but the problem is we're not getting the right speeds out of the transmission. That thing's supposed to do like 10 miles an hour in first gear, 20 miles an hour in second gear, and up to 40 in third gear. Right now it's doing like 5 in first, 10 in second, and I don't feel like it's even grabbing third gear, so it's not working.
I don't think that was high gear. I think we only hit second on that.
Whenever you were driving, did you have...
I never felt third gear.
Third, neutral, reverse.
Looks like it's shifting into the proper gears.
Yeah, that should be
The only
set.
other thing is let's see, if we still have some air in the transmission itself, just because everything has been dry.
Could be an air bubble. There could be some sort of something going on in there, but it's a brand new transmission, so I doubt it's a failed part. We're already into this thing, an engine, a new transmission. We've got a lot invested in it, so if we have to get into the transmission, honestly, that's something that I don't know what my other choice is, because otherwise we throw away all that money. Because this thing, as is, going 9 miles an hour, no one's gonna want that. That's not, it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
On top of restoring an old Vietnam-era cargo carrier, the shop is also gearing up for one of the biggest social media stunts we've ever done. Basically, we're taking 2 of the most iconic vehicles from the 80s, splitting our shop into teams, building the hell out of these vehicles, and going on an all-terrain race to figure out which vehicle is the most capable, and also to figure out which team from the shop is going to be the victor.
I know you guys are already dreaming up some sorts of ideas. I see turbos in your eyes, and I see long travel in your eyes. What we should do is probably get it away from the enemies here.
Yeah, definitely.
Pull it over on the other side of the shop.
Top
and just
secret.
let's go ham.
Hey, man, I'm about to do like a Team Eagle thing, so I was wondering if you could just skedaddle.
Cool, man. Gotta let you fly. Fly away.
Confused by your tactics. You took that too well. Well, here's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna basically tear it down to nothing. We're gonna pull out the frame and the suspension components, all the stuff that we use for our tough truck race, including the 39-inch tires, and bring them over and figure out if we can graft those parts together. We're gonna stretch out the wheelbase. We're gonna create a mezzanine arm rear suspension setup. Once we finish up this long travel suspension system,
We're gonna drop in a much more powerful Chevy LS engine.
and then finish it off with a bunch of little cosmetic touches, safety features. This thing is gonna be a full-blown off-road race vehicle.
I would love to use existing parts as much as we have them, but at the same time, I don't want to lose. So,
We have to win.
yeah, the world is your oyster.
Good. Let's do it.
All right, go team.
Let's do it.
Go team.
Are we eagle screeching?
Yes, ready? Wait. 3, 2, 1.
The car.
You made a parrot noise.
Hey, you done yet?
No, we were actually just getting started.
Do you want to maybe get started somewhere else? Because I feel like being a brat right now.
Yeah, I'm not scared. Because nothing you can do is even gonna come close to our plan, so.
Now listen, America, I know Heavy D's probably going all out, but it doesn't matter because Team Brat has a secret weapon that's gonna help us cash in on the win. All right, Team Brat. Let's get a game plan together.
All right.
But
Figure
first,
something out.
we better get our whole team together. Hopefully this guy's still around.
Yo, what's up?
I need you to come down to the shop.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, all right, be there in a minute.
Remember where the shop's at, right?
Vaguely, someone will point me in the right direction.
We'll be right here waiting for you.
All right, see ya.
Watch. Oh! Redbeard!
Hey!
You're back!
Surprise! Still here. Now, I know there's a bunch of conspiracy theories floating around the internet about my disappearance, but really, if you want to know the truth of the matter, it's pretty simple. I just got sick of telling Heavy D to try to stick to budgets and being ignored. Doesn't feel good. We can't afford a build that is losing money.
You can't just snap your fingers and make things sell, and you can't just snap your fingers and make projects get done.
We seem to snap our fingers and buy a lot of. You got your 10,000 budget, no unique, don't get ideas, just that's it. So now, I still try to get Heavy D to stick to budgets, but it's, behind closed doors where no one can see. It's a little easier on the self-esteem. I can sleep at night.
Welcome to the team, my friend.
I'm happy to be aboard.
So our main goal is to build this into a beast that still looks like a brat, but is going to be able to beat old Heavy D with all of his bells and whistles for his vehicle.
I think we need to figure out a way to make more power.
What do you have in mind?
A lot of the Subaru stuff was pretty interchangeable, the subframes that they had. We might be able to swap front and rear subframe from a newer Subaru with a little more power.
I like that. Justin's right. The little 1.8-liter motor with puny tires is not going to stand a chance against Heavy D and his team, which means we have got to build a sleeper. I'm thinking old school Brad on top with a new Subaru underneath.
Well, team, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to contribute mechanically. However, what I lack in mechanical skills, I make up for with my ability to look the other way on budget and spending.
I like the way he
So
works.
Like your style.
let's just, whatever she needs, I'll just turn a blind eye and we'll make it happen. So I know spending a bunch of money on a build mainly to boost Heavy D's ego doesn't really seem like me, but guess what? This is a new Redbeard. I'm Team Brat all the way. Woo! Let's give Heavy D a taste of his own medicine. Budgets? What's a budget?
Brat cheer on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Can we get the show on the road yet?
Oh, can I get some snacks?
I'm letting those big old dirty sausages in my snack
They're
bag.
not that dirty.
They're not that clean.
Despite everything we got going on with the Eagle and Brat build-off, I've still got, a lot of money invested in the cargo carrier, and it's still not running right.
We should be in high. It's in low.
Something in there is not functioning the way that it's supposed to, and I have no idea what it is.
So we'll probably just work this off here, Diesel.
Okay.
And just make sure you don't smash your fingers.
There's no guarantees there.
Oh boy. Well, it broke the bolts off in the crankshaft. So we pulled the transfer case off. The flywheel comes falling out of the back of the engine, which is not good because it's supposed to be bolted directly to the crankshaft.
So every one of those bolts sheared right off the flywheel.
Wow. A flywheel is basically a metal disc that has gear teeth around the outside of it that the starter will engage on those gear teeth to start the motion of the engine. And then once it's running, the starter disengages.
Well, there's some rattling parts in there, I think.
All 6 bolts for the flywheel broken off. That is not good. So obviously we've got a problem with our bolts from the flywheel to the crankshaft. Yeah, well, we got to take this off to get through the actual flywheel bolts.
Okay. See, that can tell us what the problem was.
Dude, I messed up, is what happened, for sure. You know how I know?
You can see the imprints.
See where they were rubbing as they were loosening themselves up coming out of the crankshaft?
They couldn't get out.
And they couldn't get out, so eventually just having that looseness in there and that big heavy flywheel moving around, starting, boom, broke them off. The only way the bolts backed out is if I didn't tighten them all the way and I didn't torque them down. I'm usually always great about torquing it down. Doesn't matter, you can do this all day, every day, mistakes still happen. If we can't get these bolts out, then basically the whole engine rebuild was just done in vain. I'll have to take the cover off, I'll have to take the whole bottom end apart, pull the crank out, take it to the machine shop.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of money, too, and time. We can spin one out with a screwdriver or something.
Okay, we'll see. Oh, amigo. That's not tight.
Okay, all right. Oh.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, look at that.
So how much bolt's actually in there? Half inch?
Yes, not enough. The good thing is whenever big mistakes only cost labor hours and not like serious parts.
There's less of a chance of getting fired.
At least a little bit less. Like, I don't know how much less.
Coming up, it's the cargo carrier's last stand. And the Eagle joins forces with the old tough truck.
Holy sh!
Holy sh!
I am pretty freaking pumped for the upcoming Tour de Utah race in the Brat versus Eagle. But you got to realize that the only reason we're able to do crazy stuff like this for our business is that we actually have other builds that pay the bills. For example, the M548 cargo carrier that we've been working on, that we got a new engine for, a new transmission for, got all the stuff for it, and then the first test drive didn't really go that well.
See where they were rubbing as they were loosening themselves up coming out of the crankshaft? I didn't tighten these bolts all the way.
So Andrew did some troubleshooting and tuning on the trans linkage to try to generate more RPMs to get us into third gear, and I'm praying these fixes work because I'm just not sure what our options will be if this fails. Where are we at now?
So new, fresh bolts, properly torqued, engines installed, governor is set up. So now the last thing to do.
Yeah, all I'm hearing is it's time for a test drive. Battery on, clear. Bam. Grabs third gear, tank drives perfectly. There's something incredibly liberating about the feeling of driving a tank on a public road, just banging gears. That's the best test drive I've ever had in the history of my career.
We did it! Yeah! Yeah! Oh, man! We did it!
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
This thing's crazy.
Now that's a different animal.
Muy caliente, mi amigo.
Super caliente countdown. Dude, we were doing 40.
I'm shaking, that was good.
Wow. So obviously now that we got all this money invested in it, we got to make it like perfect.
Okay.
So obviously we haven't even worried about anything cosmetically yet.
To finish this tank off, we're gonna build a new hardtop roof for the cab. Then we'll throw a fresh coat of olive green paint on it, along with some Billy Luber design work, and button it up with a few other details.
Man, I am excited. I'm ecstatic. Basically, all of the factory drivetrain is going away. So part of that project, you're gonna see basically everything in this area get ripped completely off, and she's gonna be basically a blank canvas here in a minute. It's gonna be kind of like a little risky because we're gonna be traveling across the state through all sorts of different environments with the risk of breaking down and the risk of, I mean, even worse, the risk of losing to Team Brat, which would suck.
We're not going to lose Team Brat.
It's Team B-Rad all the time.
You guys getting some spy footage or what?
No, we gave our team a couple weeks off so you guys could catch up to us. What happened to keeping its natural state?
Get out of here!
Just as I suspected. Heavy D's going way over the top. But all Team Brat has to do is find a donor Subaru, and we're halfway done with our build. We may not have some crazy suspension like Team Eagle's brewing up, but you know what? We know ours works because we're not fabricating it from scratch. Work smarter, not harder.
There it is. Yeah, I mean, pick a stream, guy.
Now that we have the Eagle stripped down to the bare cab, we're pulling in the old tough truck build that we used to kick Steve Darnell and Chet Tyson's asses.
Who's gonna make it to that whole shot? It looks like it's gonna be Heavy D.
And we're gonna basically transplant it over to the Eagle to be able to kick those guys' asses.
Tilt forward.
There you go.
Send it up.
Tilt
Go
back.
up with it.
Nothing's still connected. It's gonna do some wild
I
stuff
feel
here
like
in a
this
second.
isn't even close to disconnected.
Yeah! Got it.
Doesn't it look so much simpler now?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks a lot better.
Sound like a clean break.
Solid.
Ho-ho! Look at that race car chassis.
Yeah, buddy.
Man.
These tough truck components that we're putting on the Eagle are way better parts than what the Eagle originally had. So we take those, we tie them in with those new mezzanine arms in the rear, and bam, we got like 28-inch suspension travel, which is exactly what we need to be able to have the upper hand on the Brat.
Let's roll it under.
Roll her under.
Took way less effort than I expected.
Oh, this thing's light.
Holy,
Away frame. Like,
this is exciting. Holy, buddy.
Holy.
Are you kidding me? Look at the I might as well retire right now because this is the greatest thing anybody's ever seen ever.
This is
look
the
how
best
stable
thing
this thing's
ever.
gonna be.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Coming up, the cargo carrier gets cover,
That turned out perfect.
That is pretty awesome.
and Team Brat scores a secret weapon.
Get just a couple dimensions to get an idea here. So we got roughly 98 width.
What are you doing?
What's up, big guy?
You ready to go to cab? Wait, when you say a cab, you mean like a top piece? Yeah.
Yeah, Heavy D wants a full cab on this thing.
The shop's insanely busy right now getting this M548 wrapped up. Got it running, got it dialed in. Now we got to build a custom roof for it and a bunch of other little cosmetic features to bring it back to its original glory.
Maybe we do a little bit of a drip slope, and then maybe end Fast and the Furious style.
Oh, with a spoiler on the back.
So we can go full Dark Knight with it.
Well, I mean, it does go 50, so a spoiler makes
Little
sense.
spoiler to transfer the weight to the ground. With the design on this cab, I wanted to add a little bit of flair to it, so we went with kind of a little bit of a spoiler look. I did end up going a little bit past where the radiator and intercooler are, but we're gonna do some fins there so that we have some airflow. Should turn out pretty cool. I just gotta cut all these parts out and put all the puzzle pieces together.
We have to make this tank look really good while keeping the costs really low because we're still hoping the appraisal comes in high enough for us to be able to even make any money by selling it after all the money we put into it to get it up and running.
This is the very back. I got 2 back windows in it, so we'll start with that one. If you can give me a hand, we'll get this going.
Yep.
One of the important things to watch out for when you're bending pieces like this is you don't want to overbend them. So I got 28.6, so I need another 6.5 degrees of correction. It's much easier to go a little bit less of a bend and creep up onto the bend than if you go over, you might have to straighten that piece out and try to bend it back to the same degree. Oh, perfect, man, right at 35. Nailed it. Man, that actually turned out really good. I'm bending up these conical shaped cab corners for the back of the cab because I wanted to give this cab a little bit of contour and make it look real sleek when it's sitting on there. Let's punch all these louvers real quick. A louver is a type of vent that has a little overhang over it, so it gets plenty of airflow through it, but if you get rain on it, it blocks the rain and drips off so rain doesn't actually get inside.
Man, that thing works out great.
That turned out perfect.
That is pretty awesome.
So that's sweet.
I love it.
That's right. We just got to louver that one, and then we got a whole bunch more bends to go. So
All right. Well,
guess we'll get
let's get this done.
Get it going.
All right, Redbeard, we kidnapped you because we're going to need some money.
Right on.
Game plan is get down here, make sure the car is as good as it looks online. Then we take all the guts from that car, we put them in our brat, and we win this race.
I like that plan. Is buying an entire second Subaru just to get the first one running a bit excessive? Yeah, of course it is. But if Heavy D wants to waste a bunch of money and get the entire shop involved in a race, I'll play his game. I'll shell all the money I need to kick his butt. You know, I see your Subaru. I'll raise you 1, 2 Subarus. Who cares? This is Redbeard's revenge. Bring it.
Hey.
How's it going?
What's up, man? Dave.
Dax.
Dax.
Nice to meet you.
We guys called you about your Subaru online?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it around? Can we take a look
Yeah,
at it?
it's out back. Let's go check it out.
Awesome. So what do you use an awesome vehicle like this for?
Take it out in the desert and have a good time with your buddies.
Got a lot of buddies, and we need to have a good time. So
this is the rig to do it.
This Impreza is even better than in the pictures. She's got some get up, smooth. Now we just need to find somewhere off-road we can test it out on. Because most of this race is gonna be off-road.
Okay.
Yeah! All right. Yeah! This thing has been great. This thing is awesome.
Whoa! Handles pretty well.
Hey, Dax, tell me this. Where are you at on it, on price?
So, 26.
26, huh? I think it's a little steep for us. Tell you what. We'll give you 2,000 of our hard-earned dollars right now.
No way, man. You just rallied the shit out of this thing. Maybe like 24?
Hold on. Why don't you put your hands out here? We got 1,000 in 5s. Those are crisp Abe Lincolns. And then 1,300 in larger bills. These are the boring ones. 5s.
$2,300. And let's do it. Let's go get the title signed
Yes!
for you.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go get her signed.
Coming up, the cargo carrier makes its big reveal. Woo! Oh, yeah. Here it comes! Find out if it's worth big bucks.
Oh my gosh. I've literally never been so excited about a project.
The things that we come up with.
Do not post this.
I can't not.
Don't post this.
I can't promise you that.
Hey, let me see that. Give me that phone.
How great is the bump
No
stop?
media devices. Let me see your phone. You got your phone. You're not going to post this.
Listen, guy.
Son of a what did you tag me in?
I don't know.
If you posted this, I will murder you.
I can't.
You dumb. I hate you.
Our weeks-long cargo carrier project is finally coming to a close.
Morgan finished building a pretty sweet cab for the cargo carrier.
On top of that, we added a really sweet paint job. Buttoned up all the little details. Now it's time to showcase the capabilities of our fully restored and modified tank.
We're out here at the Godfrey compound in Salt Lake City, and this is the perfect playground to test out the cargo carrier.
All right, Mark. This is a big day for us. We know that you're the expert in anything military.
Yep.
And we have a personnel carrier that we've been working on. We're a little bit of money into it.
One of the most important things that we have to do with the tank was not only get it running, but establish a value. Because as we're presenting this for sale, we can go to the buyers and say, or any prospective buyers, and say, look, this is what, Mark Boyce would pay, and he's pretty much the expert, so that's why he's here.
Question is, what do you look for in a personnel carrier that gives it value?
For a true appraisal of a vehicle like this, I want to see the tracks. I want to see the electrical. I want to see the motor, how it runs, how the transmission shifts, how the functionality of it. Just to see it running and get a good look of it, I think I can give you a pretty accurate idea what something like that would sell for.
You ready to see this?
Hell yeah.
Heavy D, it's go time. Come in hot.
Fired up!
Okay. Bring it in, Heavy D! Let's go, baby! Woo-hoo! Here it comes!
Oh my Lord, there it is.
Over the hill! Yeah, man! There's a shark!
He's going.
Oh, he's gonna get that Jeep! Get that Jeep!
Hey, by George, you did it, man. That was awesome.
We took this extremely rare vehicle and made it like
really, truly one of a kind. When we got it, all it had was the windshield, didn't have a top. So we built one. It's all aluminum. Obviously, you can see we redid kind of the exhaust as it comes out to match the contour of the cab there.
It looks good.
We did just a quick paint job on it. We went through and basically did a full maintenance on everything to make sure all the old military hardware was functioning properly.
So does it have the original engine transmission in
So
it?
it has the original drivetrain concept. One of my biggest concerns with having Mark out here was he's a purist, meaning he likes military vehicles the way that they were. We did make some modifications to it, but simply just to make it run better. Modifying military vehicles drastically can really hurt their value. And so we towed that fine line of taking this thing too far and just not far enough. The entire engine, transmission, all that stuff is brand new. It's got the 6-speed 53 plus the Allison. We put a big turbo on it to kind of help cool the intake air down. We also put a big oil cooler on it.
Oh, you want some performance under?
I mean, we built it to be able to go work.
To get the true value of this thing, let's go take it for a spin. I'd like to see how it operates. No, so
go. You don't
I
ask
want
me
to ride
twice.
in it.
It goes for all of us.
Feeling the power of that upgraded Detroit engine with the turbo on it that Andrew rebuilt was well worth it. The tank, it's working really well. All the components. And then as we go through the water, I thought, okay, it's gonna bog down. We're gonna have to, be careful here. It didn't even care. It just pushed right through the swamp.
To be able to take a 6B53, an old motor, and do the work that they did on it, made a huge difference, and I felt the difference. When I was driving in it, I could feel the difference in it.
All right, well.
Where's your value sit now, appraiser?
Yeah. We ended up spending quite a bit more on this tank than I originally anticipated. I mean, I knew it was too good to be true when I bought it for 10 grand. I didn't know that we'd have to throw over, another $10,000 at it. But I feel like the way it looks, the way it drives, as long as we can get that established value from the appraiser, we should be able to sell it high enough to be able to at least recover our money and make some profit on it. All right, Mark, now you've seen all the work we've done. You've seen that everything functions the way that it's supposed to, runs, drives good. What value do you put on this thing?
It's a nice rig, man. It really is. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to call. I'm thinking probably in the neighborhood of, you know what? I could easily see you selling for 45 grand. I do.
Wow,
I really do.
Really? 45?
So I think it's a wonderful, wonderful piece of equipment. Again, I like to see old iron like that being used still.
Right.
And so for what you guys did, hell, I'm proud of you, man. Good for you guys.
Sweet.
45 grand's easy for me.
That feels good. Now that we've got Mark's $45,000 appraisal on this thing, this is fantastic because we'll be able to, not only get our money back out of it, but make a profit on it when we turn around and sell it.
Yeah, right. You think we're gonna sell this thing?
I didn't say when we were going to sell it. Like, you don't expect me to sell this now.
No.
I would love to include you two in an all-out asphalt old-school drag race.
Today is the day. Tour de Utah. Team Eagle
Mezzanine rear suspension.
This is unreal. Versus Team Brad.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Adios, Motor.
Do we have enough time to finish it is my concern.
Yeah, we can do what we can.
Did you just look at a watch that's not on your arm?
This is gonna be an epic race.
Brad!
You ready for this?
Yeah!